What's up guys, it's USA Specialist, and today Battlefield 2042 gets its final map. Now, as we all know, Battlefield's final map is a rework from the vanilla game, bringing back the fan-favorite arena from the original Hourglass with the not-so-original name Stadium. Stadium will be an infantry-only map featuring a rather wacky objective layout, as you can see here. And while I do still have hope that Stadium will provide some solid infantry gameplay inside the structure, Stadium being the game's final map is a perfect analogy of Battlefield 2042's entire existence. A game that promised the world and baited players into believing there would be great change, and instead saw under-delivery after under-delivery, tease after tease, cancellation after cancellation, just to end up right back where we were, but with less content and discontinued services, ending the game's live service on a remake of the game's worst map. Really shows the lengths that DICE was willing to go through to cut corners and avoid making new content for their multi-million-dollar live service IP. The addition of Stadium brings Battlefield 2042 to a total of 15 maps, less than half of Battlefield 4's 33 over the course of its existence, and still less than Battlefield 5's 21. And while you could argue that, hey, the 2042 maps are free, it's still less content, and the fact they're free might actually be the problem. While maps aren't everything to a Battlefield game, they're a good metric of how committed to a game DICE and EA are. Back in the day when Battlefield 4 went to shit, they doubled and tripled down, making one of the greatest shooters of that generation. Today, when EA and DICE dig themselves into a hole, they seemingly give up or act if there's no reason to try. While just a few games ago with Battlefield 4, they understood there was certainly a reason to try. While I'm not a fan of paid DLC with its splintering of the player base, DICE and EA need to change their strategy, because currently there's no financial incentive to create new maps or weapons because they're all free, something we've also seen happen with the Destiny 2 PvP. However, at this point, even if they brought back Premium, who the hell is dumb enough to pre-order the next Battlefield, much less pre-order with an additional $40 or $50 charge after everything we've seen since Battlefield 5. DICE and EA are in a nasty cycle where they're only funding their games via cosmetics, but in order to sell cosmetics, you have to earn the player's trust and engagement, which means you actually have to spend money on content. However, DICE and EA made such a half-assed effort on content that they may have never actually gained the population and trust that they needed to convince people to put any extra money into their game. A game that EA constantly kept us guessing was about to be discontinued, thus even more so convincing players, why should I put money into Battlefield if EA isn't? This endless cycle of half-baked content leading to low engagement, thus even worse content, is perfectly personified by ending the game's service on Stadium, a rework of the game's worst vanilla map. Low effort, low risk, and low reward. DICE and EA need to commit and risk it for the next title, and I think they're well on their way. With thousands of employees and several studios, EA can't allow the next game to fail, but at the same time, 2042 isn't helping them sell any pre-orders. But guys, drop your comments below and tell me if you've played Stadium yet. For everything else Battlefield, stay tuned and subscribe, and as always, thank you guys for watching.